The topic that I decided to conduct my final research paper for the Christian Heritage class was on the American Temperance movement and its impact on legislation that was written and sometimes approved on the state and federal level of government. The American Temperance movement was greatly influenced by various Christian groups and organizations that believed the consumption of alcohol presented a moral degradation that threatened the cultural and social values that America had since its foundation. The main thesis of the final research paper argues that the temperance movement utilized strategies such as moralistic religious arguments, grassroots organizations, and political lobbying to persuade the public as well as elected officials to act on the problem of alcohol in society. The first area of the paper focuses on the religious aspects of the organizations. This includes how Christian groups argued that alcohol consumption led to sinful behavior that made their moral compass degrade over time. Drinking alcohol, they argued, was a pathway to immoral actions that violated Christian values of purity, self-control, and righteousness in the eyes of God. One of their main arguments was using 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 19 through 20, which states that Christian bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. In their eyes, alcohol was a form of disrespecting the divine gift of life. Finally, many temperance organizations attempted to frame alcohol and other spirits as a tool used by Satan to lead people astray. The next portion of the paper argues that groups such as the Anti-Saloon League, the Women's Christian Temperance Movement, and other grassroots organizations were key to the signing of laws such as the Maine Law of 1851, which completely banned the production and sale of liquor in the state of Maine. These groups organized marches, parades, festivals, and other events that attempted to win over the public on their side of the debate. One of the most important examples of this was the Women's Temperance Crusade in 1873 to 1874, which occurred in my home state of Ohio. This event witnessed numerous women conducting vigils, prayers, and protests against alcohol in front of saloons across the state of Ohio, which resulted in the closure of numerous establishments. Finally, the paper looks into the lobbying that was conducted by the temperance movement on politicians at the state and federal level. The most influential group that impacted this lobbying was the Anti-Saloon League, led by famous American attorney Wayne Wheeler. Wayne Wheeler was the most prominent temperance lawyer that became known as the Dry Boss. Wheeler held great political power over many of the leading figures in Ohio and threatened to implement what became known as Wheelerisms, which were a threat to the politicians that he would organize a voting campaign against them if they did not support temperance laws and the movement as a whole. The substance behind this paper was very interesting and shows just how important the American Christian temperance movement was in American society. Thank you.